up and strap in. You've clicked that pile of audio gold known as the Half-Assed Podcast. And now, it's starting. So here's a person to say some things.
Yeah, I just came from a trip to the standings, and have you been there lately?
Yeah.
So you know the situation. We've both been eliminated.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I when I was 4-7, I already counted myself out.
Oh no, not the way the standings have been this year. I was like, God, there's always a chance.
Well, after I won, I was like, maybe a little hope, but I didn't really do the math. But I kind of figured I was too far gone.
Well, I just went to the wire about 15 minutes ago with the thought that I was still in it. And it wasn't until I went and did the math there. Yeah, we're both 2 games behind the last spot. So it's like, shit, it's just pride from here on out.
Yep, I already went into the wires and picked up random, guys who didn't see much field, but I think might be good.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a big sweep of cuts here.
I'm going to have to this year, too.
I mean, well, I don't really have to, but I got some guys like Alex Collins that really only have a couple of weeks short-term value.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I could hang on to him, or I could cut him and let somebody else pick him up and free up a player that I might actually want. So I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I came to the realization probably yesterday. I was looking at my team, and it might be the end of era for Russell Wilson for me. I might try to get something for him.
Yeah.
Make a big move.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can rebound in these last few weeks and starts looking a little better, and then your trade value is going to take a nice bump.
Well, yeah, I'm going to wait, obviously, but yeah, I think, I have Kyler Murray. I already have young talent. I can go out on a limb and maybe get a bunch of picks or something, or who knows.
Well, as of 48 hours ago, I was planning on getting Antonio Brown up on the block. So I guess that's not happening. I don't think somebody will give me a bag of sand for him right now.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to wait for sure.
And then he's going to be, 33, 34, maybe 35. I'm not even sure how old he is, honestly.
I mean, year, 2, maybe. Left in him, maybe.
I was shocked that he looked as good as he did.
Well, here's the thing, is if you get the ball in his hands, like we talked before, you just get the ball in his hands and he's good. It's just, is his route running there anymore? It's just don't know.
Yeah, he's an amazing route runner.
But it's did he lose a step, Because that's all it takes.
I don't know.
Because it's I never really sat and looked at how well he did this year or, his gameplay. But, yeah, I've never, it's did he lose a step or not? Who knows?
Well, he hasn't played in 6 or 8 damn weeks. So
yeah.
That's why I thought, okay, he's just about to come back. He was going to clear injury this week. So I was just putting him back on the active roster, and I was going to float his name out there. And somebody making a playoff run is going to want in on that. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
a 3-game suspension basically takes you through the bulk of the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's weird because it doesn't feel like it's that far.
No,
it really doesn't.
And really, in a normal year, this would be the first week of the playoffs. We've got an extra week this year.
Yep.
So it's not only does it feel like it's early, but it's actually later than we realize.
Yeah, I was I just see all the records that are 5-6 and 6-6, and I'm we're not even halfway through the season, but it's oh shit, you are. It really sneaks up on you. Football does for sure.
Like I said, that's why I thought we still had time. I was like, this is fantastic. We'll oh shit, never mind.
But I made a run in my auction league, my brother's league.
Yeah.
So I'm 6-6 now, sitting in 6th place. Have to win this week.
Sweet.
Have to. So.
No, this is the only league I'm eliminated in.
I've gotten second the last 2 years in this though. I've won money every year I played.
Sweet.
But yeah, this year everyone's around the record 6-6 in the league. So it's
everybody in every league.
Almost every here. Let me see what this is.
It's just like I said,
the lowest record is 4-8. The highest record is 8-4.
Right.
It's
right.
Like anyone can make the playoffs on the single loss or win right now.
I mean, normally most years you've got a team that's some bottom dweller. It's got like one win. It's like, no, not this year, man. Everybody's right in it.
I was like 3-0 to start. I lost to the 0-4 team out of nowhere, and then I went on a skid. It's just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I was hobbling a team together every week, and it felt like every league. Like
it's everybody. It is.
It was a brutal year.
Well, I'm glad we have 3 IR spots in this league. I only got 2 in my main dynasty, and I've been fighting them for like 2 years to add a third one, but I can't get half the league to get in on it. So I floated it again a few weeks ago. It's, gee, fellas, wouldn't it be real nice if we had a third IR spot right now for all these bleeping injuries? So I think I'm going to bring it back up at the end of the year and say, all right, who's in favor of adding one now? Because this was bullshit.
No, I like your IR system probably better than every league that I'm in.
Three's good. I mean,
I think it's right though, because it's not out of the realm of possibility that 3 of your starters are going to be hurt.
Oh, mine's always full. Mine's full every week.
I don't think
not at the beginning of the season.
Maybe 1 year where I didn't fill my IR. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, not right out of the gate. Maybe the first 3-4 weeks you're doing all right, but this year, by week 4, I pretty much had that thing filled every week. It's filled right now. That's what pissed me off a couple hours ago. I found out that suspended does not count as injured according to Yahoo. So Antonio was eating up a space, and I had to get him back to the active roster. So I had to make a goddamn cut.
It's never a good feeling when you have a guy that you're like, I'm not dropping him, but you don't have a place to put him, but on your actual bench.
Right. Yeah, and I thought that was going to count.
Yeah, I think I had that similar situation earlier this year, but I've moved players around so damn much this year, it's ridiculous.
Well, what's cool is other apps have their different setups for it. MFL Platinum or something like that. I do my other 10-man in. Yeah. And I can't remember what week it was, but I messaged the league and said, hey, apparently, according to these guys, being on COVID doesn't count towards being on IR. I said that kind of shitty, but, just giving everybody else heads up. 10 minutes later, the commissioner posted, all right, I went into settings and changed it. You can move him now. It's like, oh, shit, yeah. They really give you a level of control. Like, no, allow COVID for injured reserve. Like, fuck, okay.
Yeah, that should be... And I was actually because I helped my brother set up the league because I actually based a lot of them off your dynasty.
It's solid.
And that's what I did. I just ran through it with him, and I was kind of surprised at how little in depth they went.
Yeah,
I was a little bit surprised. I was like, man, I wish I could mess with these point systems a little more.
There are, and some of them, depending what app you use, the options are insane. Like I said, my second 12-man. We get 1.5 per reception for tight end because you can alter receptions per position.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing you got in Yahoo. Receptions are just something for everybody. Like tight end doesn't get a special option.
So what was it? The tight end what?
1.5 per reception.
Okay, I mean that makes a little sense.
Yeah, it gets you some flexibility.
I mean, sometimes you're forced to play a blocking tight end, and him getting 3 catches, it's like,
right?
Come on,
that's 4.5 right there. If he got no yardage out of it, so you can at least, I'm starting 2 tight ends in that league again this week. I played Dalton Schultz yesterday. I think he got me 11 under that scoring or something.
Yeah, Schultz he's a perfect example. He'll get catches and stuff.
Yeah,
But he's mainly,
He started good and then he fell off hardcore.
But I guess Cowboys don't really run too much of a tight end blocking scheme, so.
Well, they really haven't been doing a whole lot offensively in the last handful of games. But
the game on Thursday when Zeke was running, I'm like, it looks like he doesn't even care if he's gaining yards. It really felt that way. But they said he had
Pollard looks like the superior back there.
Oh, a lot of times. Especially right now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
they said
that Zeke had a messed up knee in the middle of the game. So I was like, oh, he's like just jogging, I guess.
But what do you make of like Saquon coming back? And he didn't look real great. We chalk that up to the Giants line being shit, or is he not quite back?
I think they're just scared of like injuring him a little bit too, because they relied on him so heavy the first year. Then all of a sudden, he's injury prone for 2 years straight.
They broke him.
But like he had a play where he ran for 20 yards, and then
really?
Like someone pointed out, like he had like 15 attempts for like 40 yards by the end of the game. So he had like 15 or like half his runs were like probably like a yard or less.
Yeah, half of his yardage on one carry.
Yeah, it's like, who knows? The Giants are in a weird situation in general, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because all their wide receivers are great, in my opinion. They would be great on other teams.
I was just going to say, but you can't sell a one of them to me because I won't buy them from you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean,
Tony, maybe.
Yeah, he's at that point where they're like, he's one of those
he's
guys
still
that
young
he's gonna
enough.
Get the ball. He's going to get the ball, too, because he's that talented. You can just tell.
Yeah, you're starting to see that already. And so maybe him because he's got that youth upside. But, yeah, that whole team's kind of a dumpster fire.
Should be pretty interesting how they go forward. And honestly, I was surprised they fired Jason Garrett because
I wasn't.
Like the game, like their play calls didn't seem like the problem. Like I don't know. It was just like it felt like every play was just rushed because their O-line sucks that bad.
Yeah, it's probably mostly personnel, but I don't think Jason Garrett wasn't running much of a diverse or forward-thinking offense when he had a whole team.
Yeah,
like
true.
that was the whole problem. It's like, man, it felt like you'd watch a game he called, and it felt like the 90s. Like, you don't have Emmitt Smith back there, bro. You can't just keep doing this. Well, you got Zeke, so I mean, you're close.
Oh, my brother said he would join too if we want to do like a second half, like with him.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, he said he would.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to add my brother on here quick.
Sweet. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, here we go.
Add to call.
Yo,
you in? Is this?
Yeah, you hear me?
But yeah, this is Florida man on Dynasty.
The one of us that made the playoffs here.
Yeah, somehow he comes in with like the worst team and fucking.
Yeah, fucking.
I don't know.
Not even a dumpster fire.
I'm right on the edge. I gotta have a win this week, I think.
Oh, you're not guaranteed?
No, I don't think so.
Me and Rod are both out in that, but I kind of expected that this year. Yeah, you came in and picked up people kind of perfectly. Like you got Jameson Winston.
Well, that was almost the nice thing is your roster was so terrible. You had so many people you could gut and improve that it was instant improvement.
The only massive kick in the balls was I thought I was making some like blockbuster move and moved off of Jonathan Taylor too quick.
Yeah.
Balls.
But I was telling him at the time, though, they had Hines and they had 3 running backs that were like doing well every time they played. So it's like at the time when you traded it kind of made sense a little bit because he didn't do that much the first few years, first year.
First year, yeah. I mean, and he was in a crowded backfield. They do have a great offensive line. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I just moved off him too quick. I don't know. I was like, let me just.
You played a lot of Dynasty before?
He's never played Dynasty.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That patience comes with time.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's so
That's
weird.
the big difference not having that practice squad here.
Yeah.
If you had somebody protected for 2 years, then, you would have definitely sat on him if he was still protected.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
on one hand, on the other hand, I was pretty loaded because I had I was like, well, Barkley was hurt a lot, but I had Barkley, I had Eckler, so I had
Fuller hasn't even played for you.
Yeah, Fuller. That's another thing with the Dolphins. We brought him in, and he just hasn't been able to stay on the field.
I'd say he's even played.
He hasn't even played. I think
he played 1 or 2 games. I think 1 or 2 games, and I think we paid him $10 million and brought him down, and he just has not been able to stay on the field.
He's just one of those guys I never bought into in the first place, and when they signed him, I was like, "Oh, that makes perfect sense." That's the kind of guy they signed.
Yeah. I mean, he was always like the foreshadow of DeAndre Hopkins, though. He was always like in the background of him when he was on the Texans.
Yeah, he's fast. I mean, he can be good when he's on the field, but that's the thing. Even on the Texans, it was like he had a hard time staying on the field.
Yeah. Me and Ron were talking earlier about how brutal the season's been for basically everybody.
Oh my! Yeah. I mean, injuries are crazy this year. It's just everywhere.
And Joel had Calvin Ridley. He walks away, and then he had Ruggs who kills 2 people.
Oh man!
So I was on the road driving semi when that draft took place, when it started. And in the first thing I got auto drafted. I got in right after the first draft, and it auto drafted me Barkley, which I was trying to stay away from because I knew his injuries were going to linger, and I would not have drafted him in auction up top if I was in the draft. But I got him, and then he gets hurt, and then Ruggs, and then Ridley quits. I'm like, I'm just getting banged up. And then I had Carter, and he's out, and I had Logan Thomas, and he went out. I was getting killed in that. I'm still in the top in that league, just based off I just pulling people off the wires. I think I'm like in 3rd or 4th, so I'll still make the playoffs. But
you did pretty good in Dynasty too, though. Like just throwing in like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been just eating off the wires.
Yeah, Ron was nice enough to give me Kendrick Bourne, so.
Oh, yeah, no. I only had him like 6 times on my roster this year.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I thought it was going to be, how Aguilar came over there off the Raiders.
So I thought he was going to destroy too.
I grabbed him early. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a sneak. This is going to be a sneaky sleeper here. And and then all of a sudden it was Bourne really that came out for the Patriots, and he's been the guy.
Jacoby Myers is good too. He just doesn't score touchdowns.
Yeah.
He just gets a bunch of passes.
I mean, if your name's not Moss or Welker and you got a Patriots uniform playing wide receiver, I generally try to stay away from you.
Yeah, I've never had one, but Kendrick Bourne's my first Patriots wide receiver.
Me too. I
got him off the wires. I got him off. I think I have him in my auction and in the keepers league. I think I got him off the wires, but because I was diving deep.
Yeah,
I think I'm starting him in a 12 this week.
Who?
Bourne.
Oh yeah.
In my other 12 man. Yeah.
I almost took Amari Cooper out and put Kendrick Bourne, and I knew as soon as the game was at halftime, I was like, I knew it. I should have done it. I was like, Amari's just, man.
Well, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns is.
Yeah, I mean, Kendrick Bourne's been lighting it up, and so has their quarterback. Missing his name right now, but
Jones.
Yeah, I mean, he's turned into a legit QB. Like, I've watched their games, and I'm like, oh man, like he's making good, smart passes like every play.
Yeah, I checked the standings, so you are in 7th. So I think you still sneak in with a win and maybe some help this week. But yeah, you're the only one of us with a chance.
I am favorited this week, but that's always subject to massive change.
I never even. I try not to even look at projected points because it'll sway your opinion when, like, it'll get you away from your gut feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they say 7.9 for this guy, so I better play him because algorithm.
Every time I haven't trusted my gut feeling, I've messed up, and every time I have, I've done well in the leagues.
The only thing is that helped me is with Ruggs being gone in the one league. Renfro looks like he's been pretty good. He's been stepping up a lot.
Oh yeah.
So Renfro has been solid the last few weeks.
I just saw a stat about him that was like insane. I think I can find it quick. It was something about like his catch ratio is like out of this world or something. I have to
if you watch him, like just the way he runs is so like wonky and different that I think it just throws defenders off.
Yeah.
Like when I watch, like
you know what that's called? That's the white. It's like Schultz. He's like so white and so unathletic. They're like, how the hell? It literally feels that way.
He just moves so much. I think he has like almost like a. It's just like he has like a different type of route running that like most. Like he'll do so many quick movements within a short period that like that's where his niche is. It's almost like Edelman or something like that.
Yeah, Julian Edelman. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so he's real quick in small spaces, I think is what his deal is.
It's like Schultz though. I see him and he like catches the ball and he runs at like the slowest pace and somehow just gains like 10 yards every time.
I forgot. That's one of the guys I got super lucky with in Dynasty is James Robinson. He was sitting on the wall.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville was still hashing out their backfield and all of a sudden they let Fournette, and I'm like reading about it. I'm like, I think Robinson's gonna be the guy, and I seen him out there, and I swooped him up, and that was like a savior for me.
Didn't you get Jalen Hurts off the wires too?
Yeah, I got hurt.
I'm sure he went undrafted. Yeah.
Jeez.
I had a lot off the wires. Like I built most of it off the wires. I got Derek Carr off the wires.
Yeah.
I got Darnell Mooney off the wire, Hunter Renfro, Cole Beasley. Those are guys that I'm all playing this week. Jalen Hurts off the wire. Oh man, I had Deebo Samuel when I came in. He was already on the team. That was a godsend because he's been a baller.
Deebo's insane this year. Insane.
I think I've got him in 50% of my dynasties. It's been real nice.
The last game. He's a wide receiver, and he had like 5 rushes for like 60 yards.
Oh, yeah, he's got like
touchdown.
3 or 4 rushing touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he's just been going off in rushing. And
it's been weird.
Speaking of that, too, Cordell Patterson has been insane this year, too.
I said, who would have thought the two of the best touchdown scorers on the ground, Deebo and Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
It is weird, though, because it almost seems like once Derrick Henry came in, they're like, wow, a big fast guy can play. Because when I was a kid, they never had guys like Derrick Henry at running back. At least not that I remember.
That Jacobs was pretty big, wasn't he? Was he like 260 or some shit?
Henry's like 6'5", like 250, like
he's
crazy.
He's a mutant abomination.
That. I don't think he ran that fast, though. Eddie Lacy was just a tank, but I don't think he ran that.
No, Eddie Lacy was. They called him Cheeseburger Eddie for a reason. He was just fat. He was just fat.
What a dickhead nickname! Like, you're not even trying. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, every year he'd come back fatter.
Like,
everyone's
what about
like,
the artery?
What is going on here?
That's the type of body type he had. It's like he was a beast when he got younger. He started getting a little older, and it gets harder to just keep it off. He's like, you know what? I got money.
Yeah, and if you don't work at it every day and it's not a priority, it's like, hey, I don't fucking blame him. You know what? I bet he doesn't walk with a limp either.
And the crazy part is, he lasted longer than the average running back in the league.
Yeah, he still had a decent shelf life. He hit that second contract, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to Seahawks.
Yeah. They didn't renew his 5th-year option though, did they? I think that's when he walked.
So. But like after Seahawks, I don't think he ever played anywhere else.
No, he barely played for them.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought that's when he's having trouble making weight or something.
Yeah. You know it's bad when the running back comes and he can't like make like the team like practice exercise.
Yeah.
It's like this
is usually just linemen we have this problem with.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that Hunter Renfrow stat. I seen one earlier. It was insane.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys I think I picked up 2 or 3 times last year and always end up putting him back.
Yeah, I mean, last year he'd have a little bit he'd get somewhere like 10 to 12, and you're like, I think he could be a reliable guy, and then he was like one of those up and down between like 12 and like almost nothing type dudes.
You'd get a game here or there that made him like, oh shit, I got to get on him now because once he gets consistent here, he's going to be valuable. And then a couple string of 2 and 3, and need a backup defense.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a Hunter Renfrow on a Major League Baseball team. He's on the Brewers. What the?
Oh yeah, they just signed him. Yeah.
I was like, I clicked on Hunter Renfrow, it brought me to an MLB page. I was like, what?
I think I grabbed Matt Breida in Dynasty and in my auction league because I grabbed him and played him last week, and he ended up like with 13, but he looks like he actually emerged in that offense.
Yeah,
he was their best running back.
He's speedy, so it's like with his speed, it might be good in that offense. I'm like, I might have something here, so I grabbed him real quick.
Well, and I thought he was older than he is too, because he seems like he's been around forever.
I think what is 25, 26 maybe?
Yeah, he's a lot younger than I thought. I thought he was pushing 30. So there's still some upside on him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of miles.
He's got a crazy speed. He's got crazy speed too. Insane.
He's super athletic. I mean, I think he has like 4.3 speed, somewhere in there.
Dude, and on Madden, I know on Madden he's a 98 speed.
Jesus.
I know he is because I have him on my team.
And they're paying him nothing.
Oh yeah. Dirt cheap.
And both their other running backs are still on rookie contracts. Their quarterback's on a rookie contract. Like, their window is right the hell now.
Wait, what team is he on again?
Buffalo.
He's on
the Bills. Okay, yeah.
Like, they had Moss, who's more of like I think Moss is kind of like a power runner. And then, I don't know, Singletary's kind of Singletary seems kind of like just one of those mid-range runners where he can kind of do everything like okay.
Yeah.
Like a Giovanni Bernard type guy.
Yeah. That's literally who he reminds me of, actually, for sure.
Breida like that. Breida's good pass catcher too, but he's just super speedy. And I don't think like the Bills have had a guy like Breida with that much speed at least for a few years.
Who was the other guy on their team? Was it Hines? Breida. They have
Moss, Singletary.
They might have one other guy deeper on the depth chart, but those are the two main guys.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm like, let me go and take it. That's why I was like, let me take a shot at Moss and get another draft pick. I'm like, I already got James Robinson, Saquon Barkley, and Eckler. I'm like, so even if Moss ends up as a bust, I get an extra draft pick. It doesn't kill me. That's where my thought process was on that Jonathan Taylor thing, because he was in a crowded backfield. So
yeah, I found that Hunter Renfrow thing though. He's caught 78% of his targets since 2020, and he's third in that category of all wide receivers.
I was gonna say, if you want to look at tight ends, you should look up Uzomah. I bet you he is pulling in over 90% of his targets this year.
Oh, I got him in Dynasty. Him in Dynasty on the bench right now.
He's not pulling a shitload of targets, but he is catching every fucking thing thrown his way this year.
He was the only guy I put like big money on in free agency. Like
in the FOB.
Yeah, I did that because I was hoping that like someone would bite on it and try to trade for him. But we'll see what happens. I'll let him develop.
Right. Yeah,
how did you guys think of Taysom Hill's performance?
I didn't see any of that.
I mean, I think he is who he is. I mean, he can. It's crazy, like the gadget plays and the runs and stuff. But I mean, I think he could have probably played a little bit better if he didn't have that injury to his finger.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why they didn't play Simeon like at QB and like put him as like a Cordell Patterson type runner. Like I was like, why don't they put Taysom in at like running back? They don't even because they had Ingram. Kamara's hurt. Like, why not just try it? He's clearly good at that type of thing.
Yeah, they're on a rough spot right now because you lose. I don't know what to deal with. I forget what was going on with Michael Thomas. He had a lot of off-field issues. I think what did he have?
He had surgery. Yeah, but he waited till the season started. That's why there was like the big Michael Thomas drama in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, because he didn't want to be there anyway. So it was kind of.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of him pulling rank and being like, well, I got a surgery.
Yeah.
Can't play now.
Yeah, they're in a brutal spot on offense. I mean, you lose Kamara, you lose Michael Thomas, you lose Winston. It's like you're down to like, Taysom Hill as your quarterback. Simeon's not the answer. You got practice squad wide receivers along with your second or third wide receiver on the depth chart who really wasn't ever, anything big time. And then you lose your running back. It's like, oh yeah, they're struggling big time. Like watching that game was like, they're struggling big time on offense.
They're just decimated. There's so many teams like that this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, even the good teams, like, I can look at, like, the Packers injury list and be like, how did we even win some of these games?
It's same thing with Dolphins for the start of the year. I mean, we lost our starting quarterback. You lose, Parker's been out. We bring in Fuller, and he basically been out. Parker's been out probably at least over half the season. And then, we lose Byron Jones for one of the games, and we lose a couple close games. And it was frustrating to see all that. And then now it's like that it looks like we're starting to click on offense because we played good defense, but man, our offense was struggling. But it looks like we're turning the ship around, and we have a pretty easy schedule for the rest of the season. So we could be 9 to 10 wins by the end of the season.
You know what kind of sucks? I've been thinking about it. I call it like the brother curse. I've been watching all the Dolphins games just cause and it makes me start believing in like half the players on that team, and I start fucking trying to pick them up, and it's like, oh man, I've had nothing but disappointment with a lot of them. But Jalen Waddle's been amazing for me. He's been awesome.
Yeah, yep. Jalen Waddle is a beast. Yeah. Waddle is good. I mean, if they have a good tight end, Gesicki's a good catching tight end. I don't know so much about the blocking game, but our defense is like that. The rookie Jalen Phillips, the defensive end, he's 8 sacks, second among rookies behind Parsons.
Yeah.
Javon Holland, the safety, I think he's got 2-3 interceptions, multiple
Dude, he's
sacks.
been crazy on your blitz game though too.
Yeah, so I mean, they're going to be off the charts after this Giants game because they're going to destroy McLennan.
Who's calling the offensive plays for Giants now? Probably just the head coach or what?
I have no idea.
It has to be, right?
I don't know. I hope it's someone that sucks really bad.
But Daniel Jones is out this week.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's gonna be like
Mike Glennon.
Long neck Glennon.
He's gonna get absolutely
long neck Glennon's coming in
because they already have a weak offensive line, and like we did with Lamar Jackson, we just blitzed the hell out of him and played man coverage because we've got with Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and now Javon Holland. Completely just like if you don't. I mean, we're going to be able to just take the wide receivers out of the game and just send extra guys, and they're just if they don't have a way to block, they're screwed. That's the same thing we did with Lamar Jackson. We blitzed him like 29 times or something crazy like that and just wrecked him.
That game is exactly how you should play against Lamar Jackson. Make him throw the ball as fast as he can, and he will not do good. Every time.
Because what happened is
absolutely destroyed him.
Right, because they don't have they don't really have besides Andrews, they don't have Marquise Brown is fast, but
I'll say it all time. Lamar isn't a great thrower.
Man-to-man and blitz him. If you can play man-to-man and blitz him off the edges and don't let him get out of the pocket, he's in trouble because if your DBs can play man to man and keep the wide receivers, at bay, and you can come off the edges like that and keep them inside the pocket, they're in trouble. And not only that, like I will say to the Ravens' point though, also where it helped us out is they lost like all their running backs, and they're being heavy on the run game. I mean, I can't even.
I guess I didn't really take that into consideration.
Well, Jackson's really their number one running back.
Yeah.
I'm a Dolphins fan, but we usually get smoked by the Ravens, and that definitely helped because they lost all the running backs. So
yeah, they're down to guys that were floating around on the wire.
Yeah, what is it like?
A lot of teams are though. A lot of teams are. But like I thought, like that's
they're down to like their fifth back already.
Yeah.
Like Dobbins was so many months ago that I forgot he existed.
Yeah, they got destroyed.
That is how you play against Lamar, though. You don't let him get outside quick. You just get in on him and make him throw the ball fast. Like, I don't think Lamar's that amazing of a thrower. Like, if he gets time and you let him run around, he's going to complete the ball. But if you don't let that happen, he's on the struggle bus.
Yeah, and that's really with a lot of quarterbacks. Like,
but him especially, in my opinion.
I mean, they need to get him some weapons.
They do. Especially. I mean, I like Marquise Brown, and he's a speedster, but he's like,
not a one.
Right. He's like kind of like Deshaun Jackson, but I think he's like a shorter.
He should realistically
the field stretching guy.
Yep.
But I think he'd be good, like even short. Like he's either field stretcher or you put him at like throw him a 5-yard route and let him juke people.
Yeah, if you can get him on a slant or something.
Yeah.
He's not as much of the run after catch guy like that. He is a speedster.
Right.
Like he'll stretch the field.
But I think that's like their game plan, because they don't really have another guy to stretch the field. So they kind of are forced to make him do that.
He's small. He's
5'9".
Across the middle, he's done. He's going to be injured.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can take Andrews away, that's pretty much the bulk of it. I mean, Brown might burn you for one, but that could be any play. It's. Yeah.
And then the rest.
They need a legit target there.
They need some
I'm still staying on this.
Sizzling hot takes.
I'm still staying on this. Lamar cannot throw the ball that well. He cannot.
I think he can.
I think if he gets time to where he can kind of like feel good about himself and then throw it, he's great. But like if you just don't give him the time and you send them corner blitzes all day like the Dolphins did, like he struggles. I feel like he's going to struggle.
He will struggle right now because he doesn't have a run game to lean on and to fake like his biggest thing is like those play action fakes and stuff.
Those RPOs. You're not for sure.
You're not worried about the running back, then you can just focus on him. And then also to what makes it tough on him, like he was saying, it's like you got Marquise Brown just running, basically stretching the field. That's pretty much really all he does is stretch the field. And then you take away Andrews, and then it's like, oh shit! Like he doesn't have a play action fake game. We're not worried about the run game anymore. So we're only worried about Jackson running, contain him, and take away Brown deep, and then take away Andrews, and he's screwed.
I mean, to me, I just don't care. I'll pick up 100 running backs and run the same game plan if that's what you need to do. Like
that's basically what they've done.
Yeah, I mean,
that is.
Like, I don't care. He just needs. Like, really, I just don't think his like play. He got beat by Jarvis Landry in the quarterback challenge.
Who?
Lamar Jackson. Yes.
Hey,
he got beat by Jarvis Landry.
He's a lefty too.
Yeah, he got beat by wide receivers in the quarterback accuracy challenge. Ouch. Legitimately. Yeah, I mean, I've never trusted his accuracy. He'll make great passes, but like he needs a lot of he needs to scramble out, and he needs that to be successful, in my opinion.
I think
we get to see him this week against a shitty secondary, so we can test some of this out.
Who do they play this week?
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Oh Lord, is Minkah Fitzpatrick back?
He is back.
Okay.
They have a nasty front though.
It hasn't been playing real well the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're going to get frustrated if your offense isn't doing well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
Ben
Watt's back to 100%.
Yeah. And Ben Roethlisberger has fallen off. I think I looked at like a QB ranking, and they were ranking him at like 28th or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
he's toast. I mean, he's just gotten
still miles ahead of Rudolph.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, he's toast. But
wait, don't you guys have Dwayne Haskins too?
Yeah.
He looked good in like preseason to me. Like,
I didn't get to see much of him.
He looked way better than he did on the Washington football team.
They got to bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd get Gardner Minshew.
No, that's what I just said that to Joel. I was like, "Where the fuck is Gardner Minshew?" I was like, "Why is no one trading for Gardner Minshew?" I was pissed about it.
He's a backup on the Eagles right now.
I was hoping we'd get him at the deadline. I was looking for a little Minshew mania.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's good. Like, I was seriously questioning why a lot of teams haven't like tried to lowball for him.
Right.
I would have.
Like, we've got Mason Rudolph back there. Why wouldn't you trade? Like, I got a 5 or a 6 floating around. Here, take Mason Rudolph and a 6 and fuck off.
Yeah, I would have been trading for Minshew.
Oh yeah,
I would have.
Substantial upgrade over
what we've got 2 days ago. I said that, Joel. I was like, where the fuck is Gardner Minshew?
Yep, I had to look it up. Oh, he's on the Eagles. I knew somebody had him, but it's like Jalen Hurts is keeping him at bay.
Yeah,
they had a quarterback competition, but
Hurts is good. I mean, Eagles just I don't know what their problem is.
He's another one like Lamar, where the bulk of his points are going to be him on the ground or punching him into the end zone.
Yeah.
You can tell when he's got a big game, it's usually 1 or 2 rushing on the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was last week he had like 80 yards or something.
Yeah, but look, it's nearly an identical situation. You've got a guy, a smallish, fast wide receiver. You've got a good tight end, and you've got nothing else. Yeah. At least they've got some hope in the run if they can still get healthy in the running game. But yeah, offensively, that mimics Baltimore so well.
Well, Jordan Howard was looking good. Came back in there. He was doing in that offense with Jalen Hurts. Jordan Howard was putting up, but he had like 2 or 3 weeks where he was like 13, 14 points.
Yeah.
Running the tackles, getting the dirty 3-4 yards.
Wait, he just got like season-ending injury or what?
Well, he got injured.
Yeah, he's just out this week, I think.
Okay.
He's been out for a couple of weeks. But yeah, like Miles Sanders has been a massive disappointment. He's always hurt.
I've always thought Boston Scott was one of their best, in my opinion. If they just they can throw a fucking screen to Boston Scott and he'll get 10 yards. Like, he's good, in my opinion.
He is. He's a little. Who the hell is that?
Darren Sproles.
Sproles, yeah, he's like him.
Love Sproles.
Good old Sproles.
Sproles.
Yep.
For being as small as he was, he lasted forever.
Oh, he was great. You couldn't hit him square.
That's my favorite thing is like when he'd run the ball up the middle, he would just disappear and then just like appear like 10 yards
out the other side. It's like,
like,
holy
what?
shit, there he went.
He's like, yeah, I ran through 3 guys' legs.
Yeah.
You always got to root for the little guys in the NFL, though.
Oh yeah,
he was great.
What? How big's Hollywood Brown? He's tiny too, isn't he?
He's 5'9". Yeah, he's
5'9". I didn't even think he was that big.
Yeah, I was saying 5'8" last week, so I had to look it up. It got me by an inch.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. I looked him up, and
sometimes they give him
he weighs less than I do. That's
5'9".
See, that worries me.
Yeah,
that's
he weighs less than I do. Holy
polish for a wide receiver.
Like, yeah, you can't send him over the middle. You'll kill the poor guy.
Yeah.
Although,
I mean, corners and safeties are 180.
I want to say Jarvis Landry is 5'10", 190, but that's another 10 pounds. But
but Landry's he's shifty, he's like a joystick,
He's like a running back that they put it in the slot, basically. That's the same thing with Debo.
Yeah,
Debo's he should be a running back, but he's got really good hands, so that's why they put him back there.
That guy's a man. Like when he runs, like it looks like he wants to hurt someone when he gets tackled.
Yeah, well,
he's like, if you're gonna tackle me, it's gonna hurt.
He's one of those guys that has that extra like intensity, like the same thing Jarvis Landry had. I mean, that guy, like every single play, like when Jarvis Landry was in his prime, like where Debo is, Jarvis Landry's still good, but when he was on the Dolphins like that, man, he was like every single play, like looked like he was every ounce of like effort.
He'd get 15 catches for like 90 yards sometimes, like something insane like that. Like he'd run a 5-yard curl and just like try to juke the whole team.
Yeah, I mean his thing was like those are the guys that are like basically like just dogs.
Yeah,
like those are different. Like Jarvis Landry, he doesn't have a lot of speed, but he just wants to win.
Yeah,
like, so more than most other people. That's his whole.
That's what you want. You want people that want to play football, not for the money.
Yeah, and people that'll just put it all out on the line. There's some guys that are just like built different like that, and Deebo Samuels is one of them.
It's funny because like I thought Brandon Ayuk would like be that dude for him, and then like they're like, nah, Deebo Samuel, he's gonna run the ball.
Well, I don't think Ayuk's even completely healthy yet, is he?
I think he played last week.
And did they finally get him back on the field? Yeah, it seemed like he just had some lagging injury. Because when Debo was out the year before that, he became this massive target hog. They were just feeding him these short little bubble screens and quick outs, and he was getting I can't remember, it was double-digit targets every week.
At the end of the year last year, he was like
it was
their
crazy.
guy. Oh, and
Jarvis
Hill, torn tendon, middle finger, season-ending injury.
That's what I was saying, dude. He was tugging on the thing the whole night. I was like, the way he was fucking around, that's a tough dude. He played through that whole game with that. But no, dude, Jarvis Landry, he had the worst 40-yard dash time among receivers in the combine. His vertical leap, his vertical leap was the second worst at the position.
Oh Lord,
wow. Isn't that crazy? To see, have a guy that has that good of a career.
He wants to play football.
Like
I've always said it. You want those guys.
Yeah, it wasn't the athletic ability. It was the want and the drive for him.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you can't always just go off pure. I mean, even Antonio Brown, I don't think he was undrafted, right?
No, he went mid rounds.
I'm pretty sure he was.
We got him in the third.
Yeah, but he wasn't like desired. At least.
No, he wasn't a big thing at all. We took him and Emmanuel Sanders in the same draft.
Jesus. Emmanuel Sanders in the same draft?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, we had a pretty good run of wide receiver drafts for a while.
I didn't realize Emmanuel Sanders has been in the league that long.
Oh, yeah, he's 34.
Jeez.
Exactly.
That's crazy. I was thinking he was younger still.
I thought he was
he's
like
never
30.
been a guy I looked at, so.
No, he's just one of those solid dudes that floats around and will put up, 7, 8, 10 points for you week to week.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, a 6th round pick.
6th. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then maybe we took Sanders before him?
Yeah, I knew he was a late round pick. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't a lot of fanfare because Sanders was actually the guy to own in Dynasty at the time.
Oh, Sanders had recently, even like the last, what was it? Maybe not last year, but I know it was like maybe 2 years ago where he was killing it.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run.
Trying to see his stats.
That's it. Yeah, see where he got. Where did he get drafted?
Jeez, he's actually been pretty solid.
Oh yeah,
his whole career. He
just produces.
The first 3 years on the Steelers, he didn't do much, but then after that, he had six touchdowns, 9, 6, 5, 2, 4, 5, 5, and he's got 4 this year. And his receptions are always around like 70.
He was a third round.
That's not bad.
Third round draft pick.
He was the third one. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, I'll get cracking on cutting this up.
Perfect.
All right. Good one.
All right, later.
See ya.